Century. Well, folks, I'm going to tell you something. You know, a lot of times I've been blessed and very lucky to meet talented, motivated, and exciting artists. And today is no different. Today, we have the amazing and the phenomenal Steve Ryan here in studio.
All right.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Steve Ryan has been with the station for quite some time, so I almost felt like I knew this guy before he walked in. I'm like, hey, this is the first time I've actually met this guy. So I'm like, wow, okay. And shoot, let me see. I've even got something on here from the Superman himself here that he got for us. Oh, yes, it's from the other one. Okay, well, we won't get into that. We're going to get later on. I don't want to give it all away here, right, what's going on. But anyway, Steve Ryan, you've given us a couple of CDs, first starting off in 2010.
Right.
And that was Steve Ryan Presents.
Right.
Okay, and I've noticed a big jump in the musicianship from 2010
right.
to this last one, the intermission.
Right.
So let's talk about that. You got started. How'd you get started?
Well, I started off as like songwriter, and then the first album was really supposed to be a demo.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, I was in a studio session. The artist didn't show up, so I was like, okay, you might as well just do a couple things, do a few things. Did it. Said, hey, let's just put it out there, see how people respond, and people just kind of like really started reacting to it. So That's why I'm like, okay, well, cool. I wasn't really approaching this as an artist. I was just behind the scenes as a songwriter. So, hey, I did sing and perform and stuff like that, but it was like more for a hobby. And, our private parties sometimes get paid and things like that.
Okay.
And so now it's like, okay, then it just kind of took off on its own. So I'm like, wow, if they're responding to this, then let's really, put some money into the next.
So you weren't even trying when in 2010 with Steve Ryan Presents. This is kind of like, we'll put this out here.
Just to see what happens. And next thing you know, just, out of the blue, it was like 10,000 fans and people were actually buying it, like both in the U.S. and overseas. And so it just kind of grew.
Right.
And so from 2010 to now have over 1 million fans. So there's no formula, man. I'm just going with the flow.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. You're a genuine guy, and I know people appreciate that.
Yeah.
You have a song that came out in that Steve Ryan Presents that we played over and over and over again, "Reach Into Your Soul," the acoustic.
Yeah, "Reach Into Your Soul."
And what was the story behind that? Do you remember it? Or I know it's been a couple. I know
I do
artists,
remember.
Oh, that was so long ago. I don't remember.
No, I remember every song. Well, with that song, it was kind of that song I wrote for myself because I'm gonna go ahead and just share this, but a while ago. Now, don't think I'm crazy, people, but
all musicians are crazy. Don't worry about that.
but when I wrote that song, I was at a very depressed place in my life, like really, 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 like a close friend of mine was murdered, and
wow.
and then I was, I'm still young now, but I was like a young bankrupt. It was just like
truly a musician at that point.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong, and it was just to my mom getting cancer, to grandma. It was like every time I turn around, somebody's dying. It was just like a horrible time, and and I was just like, I don't want to be here. So I started just writing to try to inspire myself.
Wow.
To and I had to kind of like be in the mirror singing it to myself, like reach deep inside, you know what I mean? And the thing about the music is a lot of people say, oh, your music's so positive and inspiring, but a lot of the positive stuff came through pain and misery and hurt.
Wow.
And so as I'm coming out with future music, I'm going to start sharing more of that pain side. And I'm still not going to let go of the inspiration because people like that, but they need to know what's the story behind it.
Right.
So that's and I think like, even though like the first album wasn't like the best production, in terms of like, it wasn't expensive, I think people connect to the message.
Well, see here, like what a lot of people think is they think they have to put out this demo and it's got to be absolutely perfect. And I got to take out the and the and a voice and all that stuff. And here in Indie 100, people just want to hear an original song that's got lyrics to it, unlike what's on radio.
Right.
The other thing, I want to die young. Really?
Right.
Really? That's your song. I want to die young. That's your message to the world. Golly.
Right.
And people are wondering why stations like this that play independent and submitted music are doing so well.
Right.
And it's stories exactly like yours. Now, usually when we get something from a quote unquote beginning artist, it's got a bunch of covers on it that we won't play.
Right.
And so like, it's really nice to see somebody come, hey, I'm coming out of the box with my own music.
Right.
And that determined to put your own voice and your own spin out there is really cool. You mind if we jump into that song real quick? Okay, folks, it's Reach Into Your Soul from Steve Ryan on the original Steve Ryan Presents album that we got in 2010. So, very good. As a matter of fact, I tell you, August of 2010 is when we got it. I'm looking right here.
That's my birthday month, August 11th.
All right. Well, happy birthday then. Here we go.
Right? I haven't.
Indie100.com.
Relate to how you're feeling. You're lost in a desert of hope. You're suffering on an island in solitude. You're not alone. We all been there before, and don't give up. Just keep on holding on. Strive toward your visions and maintain your goals. And you can do anything, anything, anything. Just keep on holding on. You can reach all your dreams. Just reach into your soul. I can identify hesitation. You're drowning in a sea of remorse. You're lying on the shores of devastation. Stand on your own. It's time to take control and don't give up. Just keep on holding on. Strive toward your visions and maintain your goals. And you can do anything, anything, anything. Just keep on holding on. You can reach all your dreams. Just reach into your soul. You must connect inside for healing. Emerge from the misery you've known. Stop wandering on the path to isolation. Reaching your soul and let your dreams unfold. And don't give up. Just keep on holding on. Strive toward your visions and maintain your goals. And you can do anything, anything, anything. Just keep on holding on. You can reach all your dreams. Just reach into your, reach into your, reach into your soul.
And that's the falsetto that really sells it right there. Not bad. In studio with Mr. Steve Ryan right here. Believe it or not, folks. Came here to visit us here at the studio here. Now, I got an interesting story about your that song we just played. Do you know for a while we had people calling, yeah, I like that song that plays on the, there were people that didn't know that wasn't a woman singing that. Wow. They were like, well, I think it's a woman with a really deep voice. Like, no. I think it's a man that's got a good falsetto going on. What you got?
Wow.
So, yeah, that was cool. And that was always something that was funny. It's like, I'm reaching to your soul.
Wait till they hear your stare.